So I'll do one more, being three always comes up in my life and three seems to work. So again, we have to unravel some of this stuff. Now, can you imagine going in for a divorce, which they told me when I was up there in shock? There's everybody else's divorces. There was a bunch of boxes piled up, but here's yours. And they rammed the papers in my face, insinuating that this was going to be a horror show. And it was. I don't understand why I had to bring up all this stuff from my past. Every little thing was scrutinized for a divorce to get my assets. And then they made up a bunch of lies. So I will continue to clean up my reputation, because me and my grandmother had nothing to do with these people. They were in and out of my life causing trouble for years. This Marie Raleigh, the Mesick family, Lisa Fumara, Holly, you know, my half family, Vinny, they were all friends with these people. I wasn't. They fucking grew up down to East End. And we can get into that, Holly. You were friends with Marie Raleigh. You were friends with Kazakria that was up there in my business again, your little buddy Randy, because you were hanging out with all these guys. And we can get into all your relationships with all these guys. And then you're trying to insinuate I was whoring around. Huh, Holly? Randy Kazakria, Badfinger Motel or whatever his name is, Bobby Motel, Eugene, all these guys down there that you were involved with. The two black guys from Kingdom Hall, you made up a bunch of shit about with Christy Bout with me, but you were dating the two black guys from Kingdom Hall. So let's get the story straight. And not only that, you were having an inappropriate relationship with your brother, which they all thought was funny too. And again, they were still involved with this Bud Bayes. Okay, so Bud Bayes was involved repeatedly all along with causing trouble with my mother. See, my mother keeps these people as friends, and then she continued to attack me and my grandmother. My grandmother didn't want anything to do with these people because my mother went down to Carmel's Diner and started dating Mr. Bayes, and all hell broke loose because my mother got involved with these people and her life went to shit. Okay, her life went to shit after she got involved with these people. We moved repeatedly. She got hooked on drugs. She started going out every night with these people and causing trouble. And it was nothing but trouble because she told me repeatedly to get out, and she didn't want to be my mother after she started hanging around with Mr. Bud Bayes and his family. And my grandmother was beside herself because these people attacked my grandmother repeatedly. And they still do. And they're still making up lies. They're still competing and viciously doing the stuff they're doing. Huh, Holly? You and Georgia have been at it a long time. And you know, there's been a lot of talk about Tony and his pedophilia and his sexual abuse right out of your mouth, because you have told me about numerous kids in the family that were abused by these people. But you continue to sit over there and make up lies with National Grid and make threats every apartment I'm in and all these other people, and it needs to stop. Because now a third generation of children need to know the truth, and they need to get treatment, and they need to get protection from these people that continue to prey on others. So let's get the story straight, Marie Raleigh. You went in there and you lied about community service. You know why? Because you've been doing this a long time with Mr. Tom House. But you know what? I never said anything because Mr. Tom's house, two family members passed away at that time when you threw me out of an apartment in Schenectady. Isn't that right? You, Loretta, and Lorraine were all friends at St. John's, going out dancing. And we can talk about all the men in your life, Miss Raleigh. And then you started trouble with Mr. Tom House, got me kicked out, got my jewelry stolen. But I never said anything because his sister and his brother passed away from ODing, because they were all involved with coke. And I'm not going to veer off this video into the whole coke thing and all that they lied about, and my ex-husband. But you know what? These people, and my ex-husband was preying on me way back then because he told me he didn't know Vinny had a little cousin, my cousin Vinny, who was involved in heroin and friends with all these people too. So you can see this stuff circles around the toilet numerous times. Law enforcement knew that because Mr. Spencer's father has been friends with these people since I was a little girl. So they continue. Because these women had children in every grade. So a lot of these people were friends before I even came into the situation, and I moved into the neighborhood, and they hated me and my grandmother from the very start. But the thing with my mother was she got friends with all these people because she was living with these men and dating these men, and this continues. So, sorry it's a little jumbled, but it's pretty obnoxious and repugnant and violent that I can't get my assets because all these people that were in this gang and keep making up these lies and keep doing this stuff don't want to tell the truth. And of course, they have law enforcement covering it all up for them. Be safe.